March Machines is just about to come out, and today we'll be going through my top 5 green cards for standard from March Machines. What are they? Well, let's get into it. In at number 5, we have the Invasion of SHANDALAR. So this is a siege for 5 mana, comes in with 4 damage loyalty, and when it enters the battlefield, you get to return up to 3 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty good, right? You get some really cool recursion from that in that mid to late game. Mono green generates a ton of mana already. So this is pretty good, right? You get to bring back some permanent cards. It doesn't have to be mono green, but in general, pretty decent. And then when it transforms into enchantment, which is the Leyline Search. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Very, very strong. You can put in planeswalkers, creatures, you name it. Very, very good. You can bring in Paul to Phyrexia, whatever you want. This is such a really powerful ability. Be interesting to see what type of build rounds you can do with this. You can get some really cool stuff. A Traxxas if you wanted to. There's a ton, right? There's an absolute ton of stuff you could do. I really rate this. I think it's going to be really cool. I don't know what decks it's going to be in. This is a nice little build around card, which makes it quite exciting for deck building. Then number 4, we have Vorinclex. Now, I put Vorinclex actually quite low down because I think there's some really good green cards. I do feel like Vorinclex is good, but there's so many good green cards in this new set that, he only makes it number 4. So 5 mana for a 6/6 trample reach. That's a big body, very, very big, hard to, shift. Then when it enters the battlefield, you can search the library for 2 forest cards, reveal them, then put them into your hand. So they could be, the tri-lands, be wherever you want, could be basic forests as well. You're pretty good. They do come into your, hand rather than into play. I think if it was into play, it would be a bit too strong. Then you have to pay 8 mana, and then you get to exile him and transform into the Saga, which transforms into the Grand Evolution. So first one is you get to mill 10 cards, and you get to put up to 2 creature cards from among them onto the battlefield. Okay, if you mill a Titan of Industry, if you mill any of these really big creatures, put them into play. A Traxxas, doesn't matter what it is, really, really cool, very, very interesting. Then you have the second one, which is distribute 7+1/+1 counters onto any number of creatures you control. Okay, not the greatest. You should probably already bring back massive creatures as is, but still pretty cool. And the third and final ability is to the end of turn, creatures you control have pay 1, and you basically get to fight. That is pretty good. Like, you just buffed all your guys, now you get to fight. This is really cool. I think the first mode, in my opinion, is probably the best, but the other two are okay, and they do work quite well with each other, as a way for maybe like mono green to just wipe the board, right? So it's pretty cool, and I do like this. And then it transforms back into Vorinclex. I do feel Vorinclex is pretty good, but like I say, there's a lot of good green cards in this set. That's why it's in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have POLUKRANOS Reborn. This is a really good card. Triple green, 4/5 of reach. Very strong stats. Very strong. You get to pay 6 colorless and a friction white. Then you get to transform him. When he transforms, he becomes into POLUKRANOS, the Engine of Ruin. 6/6 reach lifelink. Wowza. Wowza. Okay. Then when itself or another non-token Hydra creature you control dies, you get to make a 3/3 token with lifelink and then a 3/3 token with reach. This is really good. This reminds me of Wormcoil Engine, similar if you ever played with that card. Very strong. You do have to try and get this out there and flip, but this is really good, right? POLUKRANOS in of itself for a 3 mana 4/5 with reach is very, very good. Like, very good. I really rate that. But then when it transforms, turning into this one is even better, and it makes it really awkward for your opponent to deal with. Reach and lifelink is just very good. I'm really excited for this. It's nice to see mono green really getting some good cards with lifelink. We don't normally get to see stuff with lifelink. So yeah, this is really cool. I'm really excited, and yeah, I think this is going to be a very strong card in standard. In at number 2 now, just missing on the top spot, we have Tribute to the World Tree. Triple green enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card if its power is 3 or greater. I mean, it's mono green, right? Most of the time that's the case. Otherwise, you get to put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. If it's just a small creature, bang, immediately gets bigger. This is super cool. This is really good. Mono green needed something like this because it allows you to get some really explosive plays and draws. You usually play a bunch of big creatures anyway, but it also rewards you if you just play a really small creature. Let's say you have 2 of these out. This is crazy. You imagine you have 2 of these out, right? And you play something like a Quirion Beast Cooler. You top deck and you're like, oh, it's usually a 1/1. Bang, it's going to come in as 5/5. So this is going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. Very nice cards. Yeah, I think this is what green really needed, was a way to get some card draw going, whilst also buffing all the smaller creatures in that mid to late game if you draw them. So that's pretty decent, and 3 mana is a nice cheap cost for a card this powerful. However, coming in number 1 is another 3-drop green card, and this is more powerful. This is WRENN and Realmbreaker. I think this could be one of the most powerful cards in the set. Not too sure whether or not this could be just for standard, but it is going to be incredibly powerful. So it has a passive ability where lands you control can tap for any color mana. Comes in with 4 loyalty, so basically has like a chromatic lantern effect, which basically means fixes all your mana, right? You have +1 up to 1 target land you control, becomes a 3/3 elemental with hexproof and vigilance. And haste, why not? And it's, until your next turn, it's still a land. Very similar to Nissa Who Shakes the World. This is really good. This was a 3-mana planeswalker. Comes as a player 4 loyalty. Goes up to 5 loyalty. So it's now tougher to deal with. Comes in with a 3/3 attacker / blocker. Has hexproof. Now it's going to be even harder to fight through. Incredibly strong. -2, you get to mill 3 cards. Then you may put a permanent card from among them milled this way into your hand. It can be a land, it can be a creature, it can be a planeswalker, enchantment, artifact. It don't matter. This is so good. This is so good. You know, you can do really good stuff, really good shenanigans with this. And, you know, like I said, it comes in with like loads of loyalty, right? 5 loyalty, fixtures of mana, spends itself. Good -2. The -7, you get an emblem with you may play land cards and permanent spells from your graveyard. Incredible. Comes into play with 4 loyalty and 3. You're on the play, let's say. +1 goes up to 5. It's tough to deal with this. A few turns later, you could end up embleling, and crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. I do feel like this is going to be a card which ton of play. You definitely would want to play like 3-4 of this in most decks that want to play green. You can play this in a nice 5-color deck with a Traxxas or anything like that. You can play this in so many different decks. This is a very, very strong card. Honestly, very, very cool. I'm really looking forward to this. It'd be nice to see what's going on. And yeah, really, really cool. WRENN and Realmbreaker coming in at number 1. So those are my top 5 green card picks from March of the Machines for standard. WRENN is incredibly powerful. I think green's making a comeback. I do think green's making a comeback. Green's been pretty weak in standard recently, but I do think it's going to be coming back swinging. I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to have to see how things go moving forward. And guys, let me know down in the comments, what are your favourite green cards, and are you looking forward to playing any of these moving forward? If you want to find out what my top 5 red cards are from March of the Machines for standard, then make sure to click on this video right here. And if you want to watch more Magic content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Alright guys, that's it from me in this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.